Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a flip through my two notebooks that I used for 2021. I am really excited to show you this video because I actually didn't do a flip through for my first bullet journal that I used this year from January to June. I decided to do the flip throughs for my two notebooks at the end of the year right now instead of doing one in June when I finish this one and another one right now. So this video is going to be kind of long because of that, but let me know if you prefer flip throughs for the whole year at the end of the year or a flip through for each notebook. I'm going to go through all of the themes that I did, pages, everything, and all of my setups are going to be linked in the description down below, as well as useful videos that you can watch for page ideas for 2022 and how to start a bullet journal as a beginner, and all of that is going to be linked in the description. Before we start, I also want to mention that I have memberships on 𝒔𝒊𝒔 right now. We already have a couple of members there, but if you're not familiar with my community on 𝒔𝒊𝒔, we are more than 2,000 journalists there, and we talk daily about a lot of stuff related to bullet journaling, pen paling, and stationery. And I also have the paid memberships that you can sign up, and if you would like to be my pen pal, you can through the memberships. You can have early access to my videos, help me with themes, with videos, content, everything, and you can also have ads on my videos for your shop or your channel. So make sure to also check my memberships from �𝒊𝒔. The link is down below, and without further ado, let's start with the flip throughs. So this was my first notebook from January to June 2021, and the cover of the notebook is missing. This is a Scribbles That Matters with covers and inserts notebook, A5, and I actually won this in a giveaway. And since I used Scribbles That Matters before, like a normal notebook in 2018, 2019, I decided to give it another shot and try their covers and inserts system, where you buy the cover of the notebook and the insert separately, and you just change the inserts of the notebook when you need a new one, and you keep the cover. I also took this opportunity to advertise Scribbles That Matters. However, I was not really successful with that. I used to have a code with them. It didn't work because the promotion relation that we had didn't work that well. So the notebooks are great, but I just don't recommend them. So this is the notebook that I used starting in January 2021. The Scribbles That Matters notebook come with a key page and 4 pages or 3 for the index. I don't use an index in my bullet journal, that's why it's blank, but I use the key. I no longer use this key, but for the time that I was using the notebook, I used it. And the Scribbles That Matters notebook also have a pen test here that I didn't use for that, and a mindfulness page. I don't think it's extremely necessary in a notebook, but the Scribbles That Matters notebooks have them. So yeah, so here is the index, and we start with the future log. So this future log year at a glance page, I liked it. It was really nice visually, it was really pretty, I really liked it. But in terms of filling it in, it was very confusing, and I don't really use a future log. I feel like I need to have it in my bullet journal, but I just don't really use it. It's just for future reference of things. So yeah, I did this future log, but it wasn't my favorite. It didn't really work, but I liked the layout. And I did it for the whole year, even though I knew that I wasn't going to use this notebook for the whole year. That's why my future log is pretty much empty. Then we have my goals page, and I set it up this page knowing that I wasn't going to use this page as I should have. But yeah, I have my 4 categories, and I just wrote here my goals like pretty briefly, but I'm not a really goals person, so I ended up not using this page a lot. But I really like the aesthetic of the theme, which is like vintage papers and vintage washi tapes. Yeah. Then I have the when did I last page. This was just a page for me to track when it was the last time that I did something. Pretty vague page. And then I have a bucket list, which with COVID, we didn't do much, obviously, but using it, it was just not great. Then we have the 2021 highlights, which it also didn't work that well. I notice that the emptier the page is, the less I want to use it. So these pages don't really have lines or anything. They are just like blank spaces for me to fill in, and I just don't like these. I actually didn't reference back to them anytime during the year, so that's pretty sad. Then I had a wish list, and a wish list I now keep digitally only because, to be honest, it's much easier than have it here. So yeah, I ended up writing some things, but I never went through buying them. And then I have my anime tracker, and this is a page that I added a couple of months after I set up my bullet journal, which it worked. I really like this page. This is not updated, of course, because then I moved into a new bullet journal, but in the meantime that I was using it, it was pretty fun. And I actually migrated this into my new bullet journal because it was really fun. Then I leave some empty pages before January, and let's talk about themes, shall we? Because these themes are just super confusing to me. So for January, I always hit burnout and I never do a good theme, but it's always blue until 2022, if you saw my January bullet journal setup. But I don't know what this theme is. I was experimenting with stickers and papers and all of that, and I liked the idea, but the theme itself, it was really lazy. That is what I would call a theme like this. It's really lazy for me. So I have my cover page, my focus page with just like goals for the month and so on. And for January, my themes are not great because I'm just like, I don't want to set up January pages because it's new year, you know, you set up a lot of expectations for yourself and they never work. So yeah, I like this theme, but it's really not my favorite. Habits and health tracker. I like the layout, but you know, these themes are just, yeah, January for me is that month that I have to post a bullet journal setup because I make that decision for myself. But to be honest, I'm never inspired to create a theme, and that's why this year I decided to not film my bullet journal setup. I ended up showing you the pages that I did, but to be honest, I think I'm going to stop filming January bullet journal setups because it's just not, it doesn't work for me anymore. My expenses, currently favorites. I remember when I was doing this page, every month I would do like currently watching and listening to. It was really fun to do it, but I just never looked back into it or posted it anywhere, so yeah. Then my weekly spreads, and I believe I did all weekly spreads the same in January because, you know, I was not posting my weekly spreads on my Instagram like I'm doing right now. But yeah, I was just had a different quote for the week, but the weekly spreads were all the same. And this is a layout that works for me, even though until now I didn't remember that I did this, but I really like this layout because it's really simple and it still has a lot of space for decoration. And then I started doing recaps and a little bit of journaling for the month. And this was just like the closest that I was from journaling frequently. So I would have a recap page with the good things, the bad things, lessons learned throughout the month, and things to improve next month. And I would journal about my month on the side. So this is a fun page if you would like to try it. It's inspired by this creator right here on Instagram. So yeah, I like these pages and I did it for a few months, but then I just didn't like it anymore. So yeah, this is my month of January. I'm not really proud of it. Like I mentioned, I always run out of ideas for January. I kind of need a break every January for the start of the year, so yeah. Then we have February, and this was my first month doing a red theme in 4 years of bullet journaling. And I did a red Valentine's collage vintage scrapbooking thing. It was pretty fun. I had a lot of fun doing this, but you know, it's not one of my favorites. Then I decided to try a work and mood graphic tracker. Didn't really work out, to be honest. I didn't even ended up filling it in, but kind of weird to have this tracker, but I was in a mood for trying new things, so. Then I have my expenses. I no longer do my expenses on my bullet journal. I just do them digitally because it's easier. And then I have my habits and a section for notes. In my head, this was making sense when I was setting up my pages, like in my brain. But once I set it up, I was like, what do I write in here? So yeah, it didn't work. But yeah, these were my habits for February. And then I have my weekly spreads, and these are the ugliest weekly spreads that I probably did this year. Really random. It's just like I need space for the decorations, so scooch over to have like smaller spaces for the days and just have space for the decorations. So I didn't really like these weekly spread. I was also trying to have those weekly spreads that are like you just place them whenever they fit and you just write things in for each day. Kind of messy. I didn't really like it, but at least I'm glad I tried it. So yeah, this was everything that I did for February. Then we have the recap and the journaling page again. And then we start with March. And March was a theme that it worked really well for me because it was really subtle, really minimal, and it's like a vintage minimal line art brown aesthetic. And I used a bunch of stickers again. I was in a collage phase. So I really liked how I set up this theme. It was really fun, but it was just missing something. But I really liked the pages, the minimalistic aesthetic of everything. I really liked it. I really liked the lines, the stickers, the little headers. It was really fun to use them. Have a mood tracker right here, which you can't really tell the difference between colors. That's my fault. But yeah. Then I have the weekly spreads. Again, doing that journaling as you go type of spread. It was fun to do them, I have to admit, but I don't know. It's really messy for me. I like structured weekly spreads. But I don't know if you can see, I had a lot of fun with the stickers and the collage portion of the spreads. It was really fun. Recap page and journaling, and until this point I was going hard on the journaling. And then we start with April, which is always the followers control my bullet journal theme page. And I'm kind of disappointed with this theme because in my head these were eucalyptus and it kind of looked like seaweed when I started doing them, so that's disappointing. And this page was just a whole mess, but you were the ones choosing the pages and the themes and everything, so it was a fun, creative challenge, but it didn't turn out good. Have my trackers, expenses. Summer shred challenge. When I started doing workouts with my best friend, we followed the Chloe Things workout in April, and it was fun, but this tracker was a whole mess. I didn't even know what this tracker is, but I don't even know what this tracker is anymore, so yeah. And then I have a gratitude page, and this is the sign that daily journaling, daily gratitude logs, daily one line a day stuff don't work for me. They just don't. I do 3 days and then I give up. So then these awful squared weekly spreads, and these took a long time because of the watercolors. Then I tried this circular one, which is not even a good circle, but I like this thing. It was fun, and I definitely have to try this weekly spread layout in the future, but it's just not great. It's a lot of white space for me. then this was supposed to be the recap and the journaling pages, but I just forgot. I completely forgot to fill them in, and I just didn't write here anything. Then we have a sketched page, and it was all smudged, so I did everything on this page. And May, it's one of my favorite themes because of all the colors, all the koi fish, all the blue. Oh my god, this theme is one of my favorites, and it's inspired by this sticker from 𝒓𝒔𝒄𝒄. Oh my god, I was just so inspired in May. It was so fun to create this. And I also sell stickers with these designs in case you're interested in purchasing them. They are printable stickers, but yeah, you can have a theme with my designs, which is amazing. I have a mini calendar and tasks for the month in this page, and on the right one I have my workout challenge tracker and other smaller trackers up there. And this page, this whole theme actually, it's really fun. It's really colorful. I really like the vibe, and it wasn't too much for me. I don't know how, but it was really subtle. I wouldn't call this minimal though, but it was really subtle. It was really pretty, really colorful. I really liked this whole vibe. Then I have my expenses, and this is like my currently favorite movies or creators, music and anime stuff. And I really like the design on this page. This is one of my favorite things that I've ever created. It's this water thing. Then we have the weekly spreads, and again, these weekly spreads were too messy, but this one works. I don't know why, but I like the layout in this one. It was just pretty fun to me, and I think the other ones are very similar. I just stopped drawing the bubbles because that was taking too long, but they look so fun to me. I really like this layout with fun koi fish and the windows with water. Super fun. Then we have a few blank pages, and we start with June with my pastel bears theme. And I also have printable stickers with the bears. These are actually stickers, and I'm pretty happy with how they turned out, not gonna lie. This was my this was my second rainbow LGBT inspired theme for June, and I was really happy with it. And this was like my second take on digital art, and then I gave up after this, but I was really happy with the result with the bears and everything. It was a bit too messy and too childish for me, I would say, but I liked the outcome. I really liked it. I also tried another sleep tracker right here, but yeah, I don't really use sleep trackers anymore, so... I mean, this is not a sleep tracker, this is a work tracker, sorry. And then I have my birthday memories page. This was the first time that I did memories pages in my bullet journal. It was really fun. I used my thermal printer to print the pictures and a bunch of confetti stickers right here, and it was just so fun to have memory here. And then I did a page of removing, like, to a new bullet journal, which doesn't make sense to me because I normally plan my bullet journal pages and layouts and everything in a sketchbook, so I just did this page because I thought it was cool, but it really wasn't. These weekly spreads were extremely confusing because I would have to match the colors here with the colors there. I liked the creative bubble that I was in June and July, but I wasn't really me. My lab wasn't really good at this time. So yeah, I think I kind of did heavier themes just because I needed to compensate something in my life, if that makes sense. But yeah, I kind of like the spreads that I did for June, but yeah, it was just not a great time. So I don't think I have any more pages in my bullet journal, except my trying pages for themes and stuff. So this was my first bullet journal for 2021. And now we're going to move on to the second one, which is the Notebook Therapy Constellations notebook. I'm not sure if they still have it on their website, but yeah, this is a really pretty notebook. The only thing that I don't like about it is the quality of the cover. I never watched the cover, but as you can see, it's pretty dirty, and I just don't really enjoy this type of cover because it gets dirty pretty easily. So that's just one thing to consider if you're buying notebook therapy products. You can wash it, which is amazing. I just don't wash my notebook. That's not something that I'm used to do. So let's open it up. And we have kind of the same theme as my past yearly pages in my other bullet journal. We have a to remember and to let go of pages, and I just never looked back at these. Just so you know, these were really important to me to make because I was just not emotionally okay in my life at this time. But to be honest, I never looked back at these, so they didn't work long term. They just didn't work when I wrote everything in. But after that, I just never used them. And I have a future log, same layout, but to be honest, it just didn't work for me. Future events and future tasks, and you will see that this bullet journal, at least the yearly pages, was a complete failure because I did these pages for self-care and productivity, but because I wasn't really me, I wasn't really okay, I ended up not using them as I should have. So I tried to help myself with bullet journal pages, but it didn't work. I also had this huge tracker of things that I thought I wanted to track every day, and I did pretty okay for like a month, and then I completely gave up because tracking things like this every day with different pens just doesn't work really well for me. So I kind of gave up. I was like, I don't need this. I really don't. So wishlist, I do the same mistake twice in my bullet journals, and then if it doesn't work the second time, I completely take them out of my bullet journal. So I did a wish list in my first bullet journal for 2021. It didn't work. I gave it another try. It didn't work. I took it out of my bullet journal. This waiting on page is just for products from brands and small businesses, and it's working really well. I forgot to fill in a couple of dates here, but it's really working. I migrated it to my new bullet journal because it's really important to keep track of when you're going to receive things, when you order things, etc. So really nice. When did I last page? It just didn't work for me at all, so I took it out of my bullet journal this time. And I have a memories page, and as you can see, my life was so good that I didn't write here anything, because then I started doing memories on my monthly pages. And I gave it a try with my 2021 highlights. I gave it a second try on my memories page for this notebook. Then it just doesn't work. I take it out. Movies and TV shows tracker with dates and ratings just didn't work. I rewatch a lot of movies and a lot of TV shows. I don't watch new things a lot, so doing this page was kind of pointless. I tried it, but it's just not for me, so I took it out of my notebook for this upcoming year. My anime tracker. Then I have a couple of empty pages before July. And July is one of my favorite themes because it's really minimal. It's just one color, a couple of pens. Really fun, but yeah, not the best time in my life. I don't know. I think my mental state can be represented with my themes. So for July, I was kind of like calm, you know, everything's okay. It wasn't, but that's fine. But I really like the theme, so let's just talk about the theme and the pages. I really like the theme, the pages, the grids, everything, the lavender, the jars, really worked out. Then I had this page, what happened in July, and as you can see, it's okay, and then it's a week of sadness, but whatever. weekly spreads. This layout works. It's really minimal. It's really nice. I really like the lavenders and that the boxes are just white and the grids are behind them. Really fun. And I didn't change my weekly spreads a lot, which is also another thing that I like. I don't like to change my weekly spreads a whole lot. I did a rolling weekly spread, but not my favorite thing. Then we have some empty pages before August, and this was my first theme that it was sponsored by Notebook Therapy with the Moonflower collection. I got really inspired to do more grids this month and do like a home decor type of theme, and it was pretty fun, not gonna lie. It's not really like my style in terms of color palette, but it was really fun to do it. And I did this work and mood tracker with the little washi tapes. This was a pain to fill in, let me tell you, because I had to cut the washi tapes and stick them and make sure that the flowers were coordinated. So it was a bit hard, but I really liked the outcome. And I also used 𝒔𝒂𝒕𝒊𝒐𝒏𝒆𝒓 printable stickers, so that was really fun. And we have my habits, which were not that well filled in, but that's fine. And I have another memories page with my boyfriend and when I started doing like photo shoots at home. So it was super fun. I really like the memories page, really cute. We have the weekly spreads again, boxes and grids. Super fun, actually. I really like this whole aesthetic. Grids are actually my favorite thing to draw in my bullet journal because they are just so minimal, but they add a lot of things to the pages, so I really like them. And I was just experimenting with the different washi tapes and stickers from Notebook Therapy and 𝒔𝒂𝒕𝒊𝒂𝒕, and it was really fun to play around with this. So this was actually the first theme that started my collage heavier themes. So really happy with that. Then we have September, and September was a recreation of my first ever video on my YouTube channel. You can watch it, it's not good, but I just recreated it because I also posted a video ranking all of my bullet journal setups. So yeah, if you didn't watch that video, make sure to watch it because it's really fun. I go through all of my themes from 2017 until June, July 2021? I don't remember. But yeah, this was the recreation of my first ever theme in my bullet journal that I filmed for YouTube. And I really liked the cover page and I really liked the memories page. I was super happy at this point. So yeah, but the theme, I didn't really like the theme. It was a lot of mushrooms and gray and leaves. I was just not liking it. But I liked my trackers. It was fun to make them. I forgot to fill in my mood tracker and actually forgot to fill in a couple of stuff in this bullet journal, as you saw and as you're going to see in the next months. But that is just something that I promised myself that I wasn't going to do this year. I no longer fill in my bullet journal just because I'm going to film a flip through. I just show however it is. I don't care if it's not updated. I don't care if I missed a couple of days in a tracker a couple of months ago. I'm just going to film it. And yeah, because this is my bullet journal, raw and clear and real. I don't lie about anything in my bullet journal for you guys, so yeah. Weekly spreads, and oh my god, these weekly spreads worked really well in my head, although on paper they just didn't. Like, what is this? What is this tree? Like, just no. Plus, the leaves were a pain to draw, so it just doesn't work. Just doesn't work for me. I like the idea of the weekly spread with the boxes hanging up from the branches, but it just didn't work in my bullet journal. Then I stopped doing that and I did less leaves and I just did little boxes, and this one is completely off-center. I think I had a stroke when I stamped this, but yeah, it's not even on the spread, so yeah. Pretty fun theme, but I just didn't recreate it as I wanted to. I think this theme has potential, but I just couldn't put that potential into the theme again, so yeah. Then I ended up creating a focus and ideas, tasks, and review of the month page, but I just didn't use it a lot. And then we have October, and October is one of my favorite themes because it's my first Halloween theme in a bullet journal, and I did black and white with pumpkins, and it was really fun, and it was kind of inspired by the Nightmare Before Christmas movie, so I was really happy with it. This letter thing, this font is my favorite thing in this bullet journal, I think. It's just so me, just so gothic, so Halloweeny. I really like it. Really fun. Then me and my boyfriend on Halloween dressed up as skeletons with onesies. It was pretty fun. And we tried ramen for the first time. But this is something that I want to do more in 2022. So probably in this page I will do a memories page, and here I will just journal about the things that we tried throughout the month. That would be pretty fun. Then I have the Let's Get Spooky page, where I thought that it was a pretty fun idea to decide on 16 movies and watch them all in October. Of course that I didn't watch even half of them in October because I have a job and I'm studying, so. But in October I watched these 3, I think, these 4, and this one I ended up not watching with my boyfriend again. But after that I watched Poltergeist in November, I think. The idea was good, but I just didn't have the time to watch 16 movies in a month. So, yeah. Then I have my weekly spreads, and this was super fun to do. But it was just not... It was fun in my head, but in practice it wasn't, because I had to cut all the papers and have a white gel pen to write on the paper. So... it was a bit fun to do it, I'm not gonna lie, but it was just not ideal to do this every week. So yeah. Then we have, I think I missed a week here, or I put it on November, I'm not sure. But then we have November, another theme sponsored by Notebook Therapy with the Moonlight Spells collection. This month took a while to draw, but I'm just so happy with how it turned out. And I did this beautiful calendar that I never used, so... I don't know what this is doing here, but we're not in November anymore. We have a personal and business task list and a tracker, and I loved this craft paper black and white page. It's just so beautiful. I really like to have the craft paper as my trackers. It was just so pretty. Then we have a quote page and a memories page again. We tried Taco Bell this month, and we made pancakes together wearing our skeleton onesies. It was pretty fun. Then we have the weekly spreads, and this month I tried to just write the header, plan the things that I was going to do for the day, and then at night I would write next day's header, and so on and so on. It kind of worked. It was a bit confusing. I was kind of obligated to check my bullet journal every day to just do the headers for the next day. But besides that, it was really fun. I really liked this experiment. But starting this week, I just stopped doing that because there are some weeks that I just don't need to write anything down in my bullet journal. So I just don't. And I didn't finish this week, as you can see. I didn't even make the stars or anything. Okay, so then I left a page to do my weekly spread for November that I never did, and now we have December, and I'm still in the process of filling it in, as you can see, because we are only on the 20th of December, and yeah, this theme was the sign that I needed a break from creating because it's not great. I liked the idea for this theme, but to be honest, it's just not my favorite, so... yeah, I really need a break from creating themes and doing YouTube basically full-time. So yeah, I like the theme, but again, not my favorite. And we are not in this week. My bullet journal is a bit of a confusion, but yeah, these are the weekly spreads that I did. I had fun with these, even though they took a long time to make. But yeah, this was last week that I just posted on my Instagram. And yeah, I liked this theme. And that is everything that I have for this bullet journal, because I have to fill in this week, which is the one that we are currently in. And I don't know if I'm going to set up another week here, but I'm just not feeling it, so maybe I will skip it, but I'm not sure. And then after the weekly spreads right here, I had some parts for journaling, but yeah, so I think I'm going to put the bookmarks on the right place this time. And yeah, if you didn't watch my January studio vlog, make sure to do it. I kind of enjoyed this year. It was a bit of a roller coaster for me, possibly one of the hardest years for me. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed all the pages that I did for the year. All of the videos that I filmed with these pages are going to be in the description down below, so make sure to watch that. Don't forget to check out my 𝒑𝒊𝒔𝒄𝒄 memberships. So I hope you had a great 2021. I hope you're excited for next year. I'm really glad that you guys were with me this year, and I hope to continue to inspire you in 2022. So Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!